Hello there, my Libra collective. I hope you're having a wonderful day. What's up, Libras? You can ring my bell, ring my bell. Ring-a-ling-a-ling, oh, Libras. What's going on, Libras? I was drawn to do you guys. Okay, Libras. What's going on, Libras? What's up? Let's wake this deck up. Libras. Judgment with the Four of Swords here. Okay. Rest easy. Your ancestors got this. Rest easy. Gabriel's blowing that horn. Some of y'all could be hearing horns. I did notice the little high priestess in there. So what's going on, Libras? Ooh. Something's going to happen really fast on your behalf, Libras. It's going to come barreling out of nowhere at somebody. The Wounded Warrior. So, Libra, are you the Wounded Warrior? What's going on here? The Wounded One. Ooh, did y'all see that? Okay, let's see what's going on here. The Knight of Swords, the Two of Swords. Ace of Wands and the Four of Cups. Someone's wanting to apologize, but I don't think you're going to accept it. You got an apology coming your way, but you are not going to accept this. I feel like the message is going to be intercepted. You're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. It's going to be from that wounded sort of warrior energy. But the message is going to be intercepted. Protect your peace. Protect your family right now. Be happy. I want you thinking about positive, happy thoughts. Balance is definitely coming in. Balance and harmony. The Six of Cups there. Four of Pentacles. Whoever that wounded warrior is, someone is definitely feeling a certain sort of way. Someone could need some fucking money. Someone is stuck. And they're wanting to come towards you, Libra. But the messages keep getting intercepted. It's like mixed signals. So some of you all, a misinterpretation of the message. So pay attention. But nah, you're going to receive it the way you're meant to receive it. Ace of Cups here. This feels like communion. Four of Wands. I was wanting to say Four of Swords again. Four of Wands there. With the Lover's card. This is giving me like communion vibes. I got to tell you that. Communion vibes. Some of y'all could be going back to church. Getting back into your spirituality. Some of you, that could be the energy that comes in. Someone could be going to a wedding. We do got Gemini here, the Lover's card, Libra. Balance coming in. Like this totally feels like a union type energy. Now, of course, it doesn't have to be a wedding. Some of you could just be getting back to who you are. We are in Gemini season. So, we'll be starting Gemini season here for too long. So, Libra, some of you could be finding that sort of spiritual balance coming in. So, drink plenty of water, get your spiritual bath. Some of y'all maybe some sort of special teas. Definitely connecting with your spirit, connecting with your spirit guides. Getting back to church. Page of Cups. Maybe it's been a while since you've done communion or you've taken communion. Five of Pentacles. Yeah, this feels like someone could be going back into their religion. I got to tell you that. And it's not, you don't necessarily have to be going back to church. You know, when I say that, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're physically walking into a church, but maybe some of you are going back to your roots in religion, or you're finding your spiritual sort of grounding. You know, take it how it resonates. Because, you know, I don't go to church. So, you know, but some of you just getting back to that sort of your spiritual roots. But maybe some of you are being drawn to go back into church, to get back into that sort of the pomp and circumstance of it, right? You like the services. You like the beauty of the service. You like how everything kind of goes. And there's nothing wrong with that. If that keeps you grounded and that brings you closer to whatever deity you choose to worship, by all means, right? It's whatever works for you and makes you feel good. Someone could have been ostracized too. Excommunicated? Yeah, problems with communications. Excommunicated. So, I feel like you're the one that's tapped into your spirituality here. You really tapped into your spirituality here. 6 of Wands. You're going to overcome whatever sort of spiritual hardships that you might have encountered. So if you have a sort of negative energy around the church, maybe you were excommunicated, right? You're going to kind of find a peaceful resolution. It feels like getting back to your spirituality. However, whatever path you take to get there is getting back to your spirituality. Maybe it's giving forgiveness because you were excommunicated, right? Maybe you're going to find another religion. But you're definitely going to get a nice reward here. But it just feels like taking it back to your spirituality. Getting back to the basics. The Chariot, Cancer energy here. Definitely beautiful movement forward. The Twins energy here. Oh, God, I didn't even see that, Libra. Look at the bottom of the deck. Bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. I'm loving this doubles, this 2-2, the Chariot. You got the 2 Sphinx there, and then you got the 2 people there. Y'all, I love formality, right? That's kind of a hallmark of us Geminis. We like pairs of things, 2s, 4s, 6s. So things are going to line up, add up for you in a very formal sort of fashion as well. Yeah, and we do have the 1111 card here, that sort of formality. It seems very formal, but it's just a really easy way, y'all, especially if you're doing a house, to cheat and get a fucking beautiful look. Just mirror both sides of the room, okay? It's like it's a designer trick that looks amazing, and it's not that fucking hard to do. It is kind of a trick of the eye, because it just makes it look better when you look at it and you see a pair of things flanking something. It gives it more of that stature, more of that sort of prominence. And it's a real easy trick. And it can make the shittiest of rooms look like $1 million bucks. Okay? So Libras, what the hell's going on here? Maybe some of you Libras have Gemini somewhere in your chart. What's this Chariot card about? Communication. Communication. Archangel Michael, bringing things kind of... And you had Judgment in your pre-shuffle too as well, Libra. So spiritually wise, you could be sort of coming into your reckoning, making peace. Maybe some of you are figuring out, your spiritual journey. So you're still, still testing the waters. Maybe you like the idea of the Catholicism. So you like the sort of... It does feel like pomp and circumstance, because some people like the ceremony of it. Everyone does things differently, right? Some people could really just like that sort of formal ceremony and how things kind of just fall into place. It kind of centers you. You know what I mean? It kind of helps bring you into focus when you're sitting in the beautiful church and everything's going on around you. So you feel more enveloped in the process. Libras, this really feels like a spiritual journey, a spiritual awakening, but finding the right place, because someone likes the ceremony of it all. Which, anytime you manifest or, you meditate, if you kind of create some sort of pattern around it, and, you have a special place that you do it, it just kind of helps you get centered in and more focused. So that way your mind ain't going to wander when you're trying to concentrate on what it is you need to do, right? When you walk into church, the ceremony, everything of it is going to put you at ease and kind of help envelop you to get you really closer to the message. And whether you walk into a church or not, even those of you at home, if you meditate, kind of create a little sort of process around it where you light your sage and then, you sit there. Maybe you ring a bell or two to kind of help you focus. If you create some sort of like ceremony around it, it helps kind of center you and get you focused on what you need to do. And that's really anything you do, right? If you want to sit down and properly study, right, have a certain sort of regime you use when you sit down to study. So that way it helps you focus. So some of you could be coming into your focus and understanding that sort of grounding energy to help you get more out of the situation. Because think about it, when you do something and there's kind of a process to it, right? You're more involved in it because you know the whole process. And it just helps you center. Especially if you got some conflict coming around. So, for some of you, if you're not a spiritual person, with this Five of Pentacles and this Five of Wands, I mean, would it hurt to maybe go talk to a preacher or a priest? If you're really sort of stuck and out there and you don't really feel like you have a place to go, take it to God. I mean, I think they still leave most churches unlocked, right? So you can go in if you want to talk. I'm picking up Catholicism here, so maybe it's been a while since they've taken communion. Some of you maybe just taking and talking to a person of the cloth, right? Whatever religion you choose. If you're feeling some conflict, taking it to, a man or woman of the cloth and just talking it out. But I feel like you're getting that sort of resolution to that. I don't feel like that's going to be like the issue. Because I feel like you've resolved it. So if there was an issue in the past with it, you've kind of, you've made peace. It feels like you've made peace with it. Because this King of Wands, Eight of Cups with that Five of Wands. So someone just taking that spiritual journey, taking that spiritual awakening. Coming back to who the hell they were. Again, I know that is not going to be everybody's reading. But I'm really feeling that. So if this isn't you wanting to go into a church, maybe when you sit down to pray or you sit down to meditate, or if you're working, maybe you're taking classes at home. For some of you, maybe you need to figure out a little sort of, because I'm really getting like the pomp and circumstance of the ceremony. Some of you need to focus, and it'll help you focus if you kind of create maybe 3 or 4 steps you use to kind of get into the process of meditating or studying. So it helps you focus. When I sing my little ditty before I begin the readings, it actually helps me kind of hone in on the reading, hone in on the who the reading is for as well. It's kind of that sort of connecting energy. Everyone does things differently, right? When you say your little prayer, your meditation, it kind of brings you down and focuses on what it is that you're doing. But it's just like part of the process to kind of let you know, okay, now we're studying, now we're focusing on this. So, and for a lot of people, they like that. They like the pomp and circumstance, the ceremony around a religious experience. Makes them feel more immersed in it. Damn, Libras, that's 14 minutes. So we got the Lovers, we got the Eight of Swords, we got the Tower moment, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Swords. Okay. One more for shits and giggles. The World card. Oh. So. Someone could seriously be having some issues because of their religion. If they are stuck in a situation, relationship, or partnership, and they don't feel like they can get out of it, right? There are still religions that shun, you know, separations and such, right? It's a reality. So maybe that's why someone's taking it to church here, to figure out what the hell is up, because it is that sort of spiritual connection. Though I don't think it's as bad as it is or it used to be, right? I think the Catholic Church has kind of loosened a lot. Correct me in the comments, y'all, if I'm wrong. Those of you that are still practicing Catholics. Because someone definitely is going through a situation here. The Queen of Pentacles is heartbroken. The World card. So that could be the situation here. Some Libra, maybe someone's going through a divorce or separation, and it does come down to the church. It's just, you know, it is what it is. And that's somebody's sort of reckoning moment. So with this World card, the Devil card, yeah, the way someone perceives it, or the way, you know, a certain group might perceive it. Yeah, this is sort of taking it to God, but someone's God might not like the situation someone is in, or, you know, the representation of it. We'll say that. Someone could be praying because they are seeing, you know, when you see negativity on the news and different things like that, that's when, you know, you just pray, send that peace, love, and light out there. Someone could be questioning why God. Someone could be going through a situation, why God? And they're looking at the world and they're just seeing the sadness. And that's really kind of hard nowadays to not, right? You really have to watch your intake of the news because some things are really disheartening out there now. And that could be explaining someone's sort of spirituality here. We got a mother who's heartbroken. We got a connection here that's heartbroken. Someone could be in that why God why type energy. Someone could be questioning their faith, right? Why God why? Why would you let this happen? Why? Why? But I don't, you know, when it comes to energies like this, when you have situations like that, you got to be able to look for the good too, right? Everything is as it should be. We're not supposed to understand it. So the world isn't such an evil place, y'all. It's really perception, and it's what sometimes it's easy for people to see that because that's all you see. You got to look for the good out there too. So I don't want no one to be sad and upset right now. And if you are, you got to try to always find that silver lining, you know? For some of y'all, maybe walk down the aisle of a Hallmark store or look at some cards and maybe you can get some sort of positive affirmation. Someone probably needs a good cry here. The world ain't a bad place, y'all. The world isn't. There is toxicity out there, that's for damn sure, but you can't be caught up in just the negative. You also got to be able to see the positive out there, okay? The way things work is, you know, a mystery to all of us. We can ask, you know, when we get up there. Don't get caught up in this sort of sadness. Because it is hard when you see nothing but the bad. So, yeah, this is a why God why moment for somebody right here. But don't just harp on the negative. You always got to see the positive. There's always positive out there. You know, if you believe in God, then you have to believe in the devil. They kind of exist together, right? The good and the bad. It just is what it is. But the world ain't such a negative place. But someone is definitely caught up in their energy spilling that. Page of Wands, Temperance, Ten of Swords. Write about your loss. Someone can find healing if they write about their loss. Write about it. Just sit down and start writing. I don't care if it's poetry. I don't care what. It can be gibberish. Just sit down and start writing about your loss. And the healing will come. The healing will come. There's some residual pain being held on to here. For someone, it could have been a very tragic loss for somebody. And now they're questioning. Because as they look around, all they're seeing is the negative in the world. But the world ain't all negative. We just see a lot more than negative. Okay? So write it down. Write it down and maybe you can find some healing. It's a step. It's a step. It's a process. I think somebody has taken it to church. Okay, Libras, for whoever this involves, there is happy, positive energy out there as well. Don't just think that it's all negative, okay? The light, happiness, being kind to others, it's out there. Sometimes you just got to look for it because, especially nowadays, they want to harp on this sort of negative, doom and gloom. The world ain't doom and gloom. There's just as much beauty out there, but we don't see it as much as what we see the negative. And whatever you're going through, obviously someone's going through some sadness, okay? You know, get the help that you need. If you need to talk to a therapist, talk to a therapist. Most definitely, talk to your clergy. For some of you, just start writing it down. The healing will come when you start writing it down. Write about your loss. Write about how you feel. Vocalize it. Vocalize it. And that can help you see the positive. For some of you, maybe it's writing down positive things that you see on a daily basis. The positive. Focusing on the positive instead of just the negative. Don't get caught up in that narrative of the devil's everywhere, because that ain't true. That ain't true. It's what a lot of people would like you to believe. It's a shitty scare tactic. There's no doom and gloom. If you believe in a higher power, you know spirit always wins at the end of the day. But you always got toxicity in the world. So start writing it down. Maybe that'll help with the healing. Because someone's definitely going through something right here. Focus on the positive. Don't get stuck in the negative, right? Sometimes it's better off to not pay attention to what information is out there, because it is kind of skewed to more the negative. To get more of a response is really all it is. There's just as much good, if not more good. You just don't see it. Okay, Libras. Really drawn to this. King of Wands, Eight of Cups, and the Five of Wands. Knight of Swords. Avoid any conflict right now. Ace of Wands. Four of Cups. Someone that you walked away from could be trying to come back and stir up some conflict. And for some of you, that maybe create this sort of illusion right here. This could be community-based. This could be country-based. However the hell this goes, just I want you to focus on the positive and stay away from any sort of conflict right now if you can. 4 of Cups to the 5 of Cups. I'm getting that energy of write it down. Write it down. Write down what you see. Some of y'all, make sure you write down the positive. Be very positive. What is this 4 of Cups? There is happiness. There is a happy resolution. But you got to kind of step away from your emotions for a little bit. Okay, Libras? Write it down. But write down the positive too. Don't just stay stuck in a negative energy. That's not going to get you anywhere. Because this does feel like a why God why type energy. But there is just as much good out there, okay, y'all? The world ain't a bad place. People just want you to focus on this. This is what we see more of instead of the good. Some of you write it down. The positive, though, too. Yeah, but anyway, look at the bottom, the Wheel of Fortune. Yeah, Judgment and the Wheel of Fortune. There is positivity, but it's up to you to sort of spin that wheel in the positive direction. Okay, yeah, Judgment is being called. Things are kind of being stirred up and kind of brought to the surface, but it's for the beautiful energy to take place, right? If you believe in spirit, you believe in God, you know God conquers the devil any day of the week. Don't get caught up in the narrative of the devil winning. XXX. 10, 10, 10. Endings and new beginnings. But it's all about the positivity you put on it. That 4 of Cups you didn't need to take. Eventually, you'll find the resolution. You'll find the resolution to move forward. Peace offering. Some of y'all to go back to church to start taking communion again. To get your faith back. Positivity. Positivity. Who do you think calls judgment? It's God. So take that Wheel of Fortune spin. Endings and new beginnings. For a lot of you, in order for you to move on and do the healing that you need to do. Trusting your gut, your guidance, your intuition. And for a lot of you, writing that shit down. Tell your story. Tell your story. Yeah, look at the helper energies. Look to the helper energies. Thank you, Spirit. The Page of Swords. Those that go through and help out in situations. Right? There's always a rainbow after the storm. Right? When that sun comes out. You need to start finding the positive that's around your situation. Don't just harp on the negative. There's always helper energies. Right? Is that what Mr. Rogers said his mother taught him? Look for the helpers. Look for the helpers. It's not all doom and gloom, y'all. Not if you believe in spirit. Damn, Libras, I know that got deep. But someone's on that spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening. Whew, and that can kick your ass. Right on it. But look for the helpers. Look for the positive. It's not all negative. Okay? You can ring my bell, or ring my bell. Ring-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, Libras. Write it down. Do the healing. If you need to see a therapist, see a therapist. You need to talk it out with your preacher or person of the cloth. Do what you need to do. But Always find the positive, too. It ain't all bad. It ain't all bad, Libras. Peace, love, and light.